Welcome everybody to this Power Hour. We will be going over report cards. Okay, so briefly, meta documentation. If you, again, this isn't new and we've shown it to you a lot, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. If you get a little question mark on your navigation bar and click on meta documentation, and put in report card, you'll see that there are several report card documents out there for you to look at if you need to have more information. There's also the Meta YouTube channel. There is a Power Hour that Sally did last year called Alert Builder and Report Card. And that is a nice video to watch. We will also record this Power Hour. So I wanted to show you that. And I also want to show you, just to remind everybody about the PowerSchool DAT reference. That is also under the question mark, and it's PS stat reference. This is where you can go to see what a data access tag would be. So for instance, I clicked on the category for counselors. I can see the counselor's DAT tag. Where that comes into play is I will show you where you can add custom fields to your report card using DAT tags. But if you don't know what the DAT tag is, you can come to this reference page and help you find that. Okay. So let's talk about the report card. As you know, the report card is dynamic. What that means is you don't have to go and build a report. It's all done for you. It's kind of mostly out of the box ready. You just have to go in and make some tweaks just to make it your own. Excuse me. And if a kid is in a class and that class is associated to a grade scale, all of that information is going to show up here for you automatically. It's not like you have to go and add a kid to the report card. It's like magic. It all just happens. The other nice thing about the report card is that are the year tabs, and you can look back at previous years' report cards and their grades. And you can see these report cards as they were in those previous years. So if this student, and this is a test database, this is PowerSchool's data, so it doesn't go back as far as maybe what your data would go back, but I can go back on a student who's been here a long time and see the report card. Say this is a junior, but I wanted to see his report card as it was in third grade, and in third grade he had a standards-based report card. That's what I would see, would be the standards-based report card. So that historical report card is as it was. The tabs also show up for parents. So in the parent portal, if I'm displaying the report card, a parent can go back and look at previous year's report cards, which is a very nice feature. Everything in the report card is kind of container based, and I'll show you a little bit more about what that means when we go to the report card settings. But I have a general container, which is my school district, my principal name, my logo, school address is this general. Then I have the student information section, and that's where I have my student number, my student name, the absences. I can put in GPAs if I want. I can put in credits earned. But we also have a little section right here in the middle, right where I have counselor, where I can add up to 12 custom fields. So that means some field that's not being shown on the report card, I can add that. That's where I was talking about the data access tag. I added this counselor using a data access tag, and I'll show you that when we get to the settings. You can have a message area. You can have a message at the top. This is the header message, or you can have a message at the bottom. You can do a school message. You can do a district message. Right now, I'm at the district. So this is this district message. Grade scale. I can choose to show the grade scale or not. If you have a 1 through 100 grade scale, I would say do not show it because it's going to take up a lot of room on your report card. If you have multiple grade scales, so for instance, math used one grade scale and phys ed used a different grade scale, it would show you both of those grade scales. You can control where the grade scale shows up in your report card settings. You can say don't show it at all. You can say show it at the bottom. Then I have a top courses container. And this is, think traditional report card is showing me usually just the top. And in here, I can have the course name, the course section, the term, the teacher name, room, absences. Do I want to show potential and earn credit? What terms do I want to show? How do I want to show those grades? Do I want to show both a grade and a percentage? Do I want to show a citizenship grade? Do I want to show the comments at the right? All of those things are controlled with your settings. So it's really easy for you to just go in and say, show it, don't show it. And again, we'll go look at those. You can turn columns off and you can turn off different terms. And this report card you're looking at right here is showing you the top courses and the bottom. So we've split these containers into a top course and a bottom course. The default is everything showing at the top, but what if I wanted, and the reason we did this is because we had a district who said, I want to show my regular courses together and I want to show all my specials together. I want to put phys ed and health and art and music in their own box and use different terms than I use for my regular courses. We do that with the bottom course container. And if you notice, I've got different courses on the bottom than I have on the top. The top uses quarters. The bottom, I have semesters and Y1. Again, all easily done with your settings. I'm showing comments here at the bottom. Normally, if this wasn't a demo report card, you would show your comments either at the side or at the bottom, or if you're using a standards-based report card, within the standards. So we're just showing you all of these just so you know that they're there, but typically you would not be showing all of these at the same time. When I do my comments, I can do course comments, I can do homeroom comments, I can do both comments, and then I can do a message at the bottom. So very versatile. I can add fields up here in my student information. Say I want to add date of birth, I can do that. Or I don't want to show the homeroom teacher, I can do that. I can have a logo for the district. I can have a logo for the school. when you talk about setting things up at the district, that means it applies to every school in the district. When you want to do that, you would say, what's the majority? Say I have 10 elementary schools and 2 high schools. I would set it up for the way an elementary looks, and then I would go to the high school and add or change those things I want for the high school. School settings will overwrite a district setting. So that's what that one looks like. When you have a report card, there are several kinds. You can do a traditional report card. This is basically a traditional report card. You can have a standards-based report card. And let's go look at Miss Jennifer here, and I will show you a standards-based report card. A standards-based report card is the top parts all look the same. The grade scales can be shown, not shown. I would probably not, need to refresh her a little bit. I would probably not show the top container. And then Sally, I don't know what happened to my report card because it looked fine a minute ago. Okay, well, there's a glitch. Sorry.
I'll take a look at that now. I'm in there as well.
I had pulled it up right before we started, and the standards-based report card was there. So, oh, here we go. Here's one. I don't know what happened. No, that's Brandon. Yeah, see it, Sally, if you can see what happened with that. So a standards-based report card can be just standards and your standards, or it can be your course grades and your standards. You can have comments in several different places. So once we figure out what happened to that in our training database, we will show that to you.
It should be good now. If you go back to Jennifer and refresh, I'm seeing it.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what happened to her.
On your year drop down where it says 25-26 semester 1, flip it to 25-26. I'm not certain why it's doing.
I don't know.
There we go. Okay. Nope, you're good now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So same general, same student information section, grade scales are the same, but your containers look different. Again, you can say, I want to show this overall course grade. So I have a 3rd grade English, that's my course grade. Or I can say, don't show that. I only want to see my standards-based grades. This one is, again, I would not do this. I would make some changes, but we wanted to show you everything. You've got your standards name and you've got your standards description. You don't want to show both. You want to do name or description. But as you can see, if I look over here at math, those descriptions are really long, which is going to make your report card super long. So we generally recommend that you use name and do not show the description. And this is a 2-column report card, standards-based report card. You can do it 2 columns, 1 column, 2 columns, 3. 2 seems to be a really nice way to view your standards-based report card. We also have a setting that instead of just showing the E, now we have the grade scale up here, so I know that an E means exceeds standards, but there's also a setting that you can, instead of showing the E, you can actually show the description of what that E is. And then this one, I believe we have our comments at the bottom, but you could also put your comments within each subject. So after English, I could have, or language arts, I could have my comments show up there. So that is basically your hybrid standards-based report card. So questions so far about types of report card, what kinds of things you see on the report card. One thing that's new that we just added recently, if you notice that on my first report card, my logo was over here on the right. This logo is on the left. That was a request that we've had from some districts who wanted their logo moved. So it's a setting that you can say, I want this to be on the left. So let's go look at report card settings.
Excuse me, before you do that, can I ask a quick question? I'm sorry. This is Jennifer Toy.
Absolutely. Okay. Ask away.
Great. I'm interested in the standards-based report card, and I think you answered it when you first started, but I just want to clarify that the report card is dynamic, which means unless let me step back. So if you enter a mark, then the standard shows up. But if you don't enter a mark for that standard, it will not then show up on the report card. Correct?
That's a setting. So for instance, all of these, there's no quarter one mark, obviously, but there's a quarter three. It's showing, right? There's a setting that's, and here's some that have not been graded. We have a setting that said don't show standards if they haven't been graded.
Okay.
So those would, if I turn that setting on, all of these standards would drop off. You wouldn't see them.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. Thank you so much.
Sure. And when we go look at settings, I'll show you where that is. Most things are done with settings. There are a couple things that are done on the actual course. So let's talk about that real quick before we go into our settings. So on my report card, say I have an open study or a study hall or lunch or something I don't want to show up. I'm not grading it. I don't want to see it on my report card. It's just taking up room. So what I would do to get rid of that, and I'm going to go to courses. And within courses, I'm going to search for lunch. Let's look at the name. Seriously, we don't have a lunch course here? Let's go to Applebrook.
They have an open study course. I don't know if that's one maybe that like a study hall, maybe. I don't.
We'll try that. Okay, so I'm going to go to the course, and within the course, when I click on it, there is a section there called Meta Report Card. What I can do with this homeroom indicator, if this was a course that I wanted to, the report card to consider this as a homeroom, I could check that and homeroom indicator and say, I want this course to be a homeroom course. I can also exclude it from course and subject grades. So to get it off of the report card, that's what I would do. I want to exclude that one from course and subject grades. Don't want to see it on the report card. I can also exclude from standards. So I can exclude a standard, or I can exclude a course from showing on a standards report card. That's what this one does. It would take the actual course off of the standards-based report card. This is where I set my top course container and my bottom course container. Maybe this is a course, I still want to see it, but I want to see it at the bottom. And then this default order, do I want to see it at the top of the list or the bottom of the course list within each of those containers? So meta report card on courses, that's what those settings do. I still see a lot of people who on their report card, I'm seeing lunch and study hall, and I think they just don't know that they just need to go there and remove it. The other thing to remember about your report card is that all of your settings happen immediately. It's live. So we often recommend that you have a report card open and then a report card settings in another tab so that you can flip back and forth and look at the two to see if I made a change here. For instance, I want to add date of birth here. Right now it's do not display. I'm going to change it to show on the little slide out. I can now go back to my report card and refresh it. And it should be there. Am I doing the right school? Yes, I'm in a different school. Apple Grove and show it. So any changes you make should happen immediately. Our test database, I'm not sure what's happening here today. But so let's go look at our report card settings. And I'm just going to close that one and do it again. I usually, if I'm doing a lot in report card settings, I change it and make it a favorite. That way I don't have to type that in every single time. Different ways to get to your report card settings. You can go to school management and over under report card. You can go to report card settings. You can also then go to the logo, the messages, the GPA calculation setup, custom fields, or you can just go to settings and find all of those same things. Or you can come up to your search, which I am very lazy. I mostly come here and say report card settings and go that way. And then again, I can mark it as a favorite. So we talked about containers and general. Notice is how I go through this graphic, the containers highlight. So I have general, I have student info, I have grade scales, top courses, bottom courses. Notice they're the same on both of these, the secondary or traditional report card and the standards base. Comments. And at the very bottom, really kind of hard to see on the graphic, there's a message area. But the thing that's different between these two graphics is standards. So everything you do in anything but standards is going to change it for both your standards-based report card and your traditional report card. So my settings, right now I'm on standards. I'm going to go back to general. Let's look through those. This is where I can upload a logo. If I click on upload a logo, I can upload multiple logos. I just choose my file. It likes a PNG file the best, the thing that works the best, I think. But as you can see, I can have multiple logos. And then I have logo. So again, kind of a two-step. I upload the logo and then I choose which one do I want to use. So if I want, at the school I'm at right now, I'm at Apple Grove High School. If I can use the Meta one, I can use this one. We'll just pick this guy if you want. And then do I want it on the right, which is the default, or do I want it on the left? There's a logo position, align with school name or under the school name. This only works when for the setting if you have it set to right. It doesn't work with left. And it's also, I find it a little bit confusing. And even the little note about it is very teeny. Because when I first started doing it, I was like, okay, I want it on the left and I want it right under it. And that's not what it meant. So just a note. You can do colors and you can make different sections, different colors. The thing that we would caution you about colors is that, remember, somebody is looking at this report card, usually online. The beauty of the report card is admins can look at it online, parents can see it, teachers can see it, your students can see it. And don't make it so their eyes bleed when they look at it. The colors are very nice, but if you don't choose colors, it's just the traditional PowerSchool blue. District and school name. I can say show the district and show the school name. So what does that mean? So if I come back here and look at, I'm going to put Brandon here. At Brandon's report card, notice it says Apple Grove Unified School Districts, Apple Grove High School. But I want to change that. And I want to say, don't show the district, only show the school name. Let's come back and refresh our report card. Sally, we're having all kinds of trouble with this database today. I don't know what that did. So the district name has gone away because we said don't show it. Okay, school address, school phone, these are pretty self-explanatory. Edit principal information. This isn't really new, but it's a new way of getting to it because people were very confused about how they changed a principal's name. So if I say edit the principal info, and I'm at the school right now, it's saying it's going to switch me to the different office, to the district office, because this is a district office setting. I'm going to say, yes, I want to edit the principal. And it's going to take me to district management, school info, and it's going to take me to the place where I can change the principal's name or add a second principal or add an assistant principal. But that is where you do that.
Sarah, can we scooch back up to the logo really quick?
Sure.
There's a question. This person does not have the option of the left or right logo. Is that a setting they have to enable?
That is fairly new. So if they have not updated, hadn't got to the installer and updated, they may not see it till they do that.
Okay, this is a follow-up then. It says on the report card settings, it says 25-26 migration. And it says that terms, final grades, and report card messages are not migrated. Is this something that needs done before they can see the settings?
Yes. So that also is new, because I've already done it once. Mine didn't come up to show that to you. But so if your messages stay the same from year to year, you want to keep those same messages, you can migrate them over. If they don't, you want to wipe out messages, you would not check that little box to migrate it. It's not going to hurt. You're just going to have to go in and then manually remove it. But that was just a way that you could keep some settings from last year to this year. So just click on it. That's a one-time thing, and then you should be able to see the settings.
That answer your question in the chat?
So from your start page, let's see. Let's go to your start page here. From your start page, if you have your Meta logo, if you have like a number in red there, that means that there are probably some updates that need to be done. So that's why maybe you're not seeing that newest thing, because literally it's been in the last couple of weeks that got added. And then, of course, anytime that you have something that doesn't work right or it didn't do what you thought it did, put in a ticket. We're always happy to jump right on those. We look for report card tickets as they come in because we know it's usually a crucial time, which is where we want to give our public service announcement about don't wait until the day you run your report cards to go in and run them and look at them. You can do it anytime. You can go in, you can ask a teacher even to put a test comment on for you, but check them out, a week, 2 weeks before, do it now, before you're actually running them to make sure that they do look like you want them to. So, end of public service announcement.
Can I throw in a public service announcement as well?
Sure, absolutely.
It goes along with what Sarah's saying, but as we identify issues and updates with the report cards, we do prioritize those and get those updates out as quickly as possible, especially this time of year when terms are starting to end and you're getting ready to store grades and distribute report cards. So we would encourage you to keep an eye on the Meta installer as we roll out updates, enhancements, and bug fixes specifically to the report cards. You will see those updates available as we roll them out. So if you go to the installer, you see a catalog report card plugin update, go ahead and update it. That's going to be the most recent updated version that would have all of the latest and greatest things.
Great. Okay. Still in our general settings, and almost all of these things work with slide out. This is show, don't show. If you see something that says advanced manual settings, that means for some reason for your district, we had to put some special code, additional code on your report card to make it do something that it normally wouldn't do. For instance, here's a good example. You've got a K5, but your standards base report card is K3 and your 4.5 is traditional. We would put a little advanced coding there to make that happen if they were all in the same building. Let's talk about the parent-student portal, the settings here. This is, do you want to show it to your parents yet? If you leave it on show, they'll see it when they sign into the parent portal. There's a little link. They click on grade scale. They see their, report cards. They'll see their report card and they'll see the year tabs. unless it's over the summer where they will not see the schedule until school starts. But you can say, don't show it at all. They won't see it. Or you can say, I want to exclude some terms. So I don't want them to see, I'm in quarter 1, and quarter 1 is just over. And my teachers have started putting in quarter 2 grades, but I don't want my parents to see those grades yet. I could say exclude quarter 2, 3, and 4. They would not see those until I came in and took that term off. So you're just saying, what are the terms I don't want my parents to see? I don't want to keep them from seeing the report card. I just don't want them to see everything. And then this display schedule, notice I can't do that because it's a district office setting. This is where I can go in and say, I don't want to see the schedule. But we now have, this is kind of an older setting. We have a newer setting that will automatically do that for the summer, that it just won't display the schedule until school starts. The teacher portal settings, this is where you can say you want your teachers to be able to mass print. Doesn't mean that they won't see the, this is no effect on when they drop down in their teacher portal to select screens, they can see a report card. What this is doing is putting a little link on the teacher class portal that allows them to mass print the report cards. So if you want your teachers to have that link, you would say show. If you don't want them to, or they don't print the report cards, you can say do not display. And then the security settings. What this one is telling me, I have access for report card settings and the report card modal. I have full access to that. As an administrator, if you are the administrator, you're the group 9 person who's doing all of these settings, you want somebody else to have access. The instructions are here where you can give them access to page permissions to allow them to do it. Here's a good example. We had one district who wanted each principal to go in and do their own settings, but the principals did not have access. So this, these instructions would tell you how to give those principals access. And that's all that does. Okay, the secondary student info. Do I want a student photo? Yes or no? Do I want the student ID? When you first sign on and start using the report card, you'll notice that the name shows twice. That's because somebody has to come in here and say, how do you want it? Do you want it to be last name first? Do you want it to be first name last? So you have to pick one. Otherwise, it's going to show both. I can change the label. The label is that header. I don't want it to be called student name. Maybe I just want it to be called name. And where am I getting that name? Am I pulling it from the demographic screen? Am I pulling it from a legal field, like my state field? Or am I pulling it from a custom? Maybe I have a custom name field. Am I pulling it from that? Excuse me. And then this is where I can say last first. Do I want the middle name? Do I want the suffix? And submit that. So if you see the name twice, it's just because somebody hasn't come here and made that determination. Gender, grade, homeroom. Do I want to see that? The user roles, this is new. And this is where we can say we want a co-teacher. Sal, you may have to pop in here on this one. where we add the role.
Mm-hmm. So go back to, yeah, co-teaching. Mm-hmm. And there
Oh, there
at
it
the
is.
drop
Yeah.
down, that's
Okay.
where you're saying they're, yep, you're selecting that they're a co-teacher, and then click submit. And once that's defined on the co-teaching roles, that's if you want the co-teachers to display on the report card. Anyone who is assigned a co-teacher, they'll display.
And we're talking here in this homeroom box, right?
Yep,
Or are we
and
talking down?
both places. If you want, again, within your settings, do you want it to display in both places, one or the other, or in neither? So all of the options are there. You can decide where you want it to display. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then custom fields. This is where we talked about adding a custom field. We can add if we have a data access tag. This is where I'm going to select my field. And again, Sal, you want to, this is where if I know how to put my data access, or I can copy my data access tag
Mm-hmm.
from that DAT reference and paste it in here. And
Right.
then that's where I would choose that. And this is where I would add if I have a custom field.
Yeah, so for the custom name, so if you have a custom field, maybe you have a called name, we have a called name field on the demographics page, or maybe you have a custom field that you've created for name, a preferred name. You can use that field, that data access tag in the name portion at the top if you want that to display on your report card. And then under that, the section Sarah's at now with the custom field, you can add, again, custom fields, for example, counselors. So you could add the data access tag for counselors if you want that information to display on the report card. All of these custom fields, they'll display in that student information container, the upper right-hand corner of the report card. And I believe you can have up to 10 custom fields. So again, counselors, 12 fields. Thank you. So you can have counselor, you could have email address. Sometimes the career centers, they want to put the student's district of residence. You can, again, there's lots of options. We've seen a collection of ways that users are using these custom fields for various purposes, but you enter the information here, and Sarah's at the district level. So again, things that you enter here are going to display for all of your buildings in your district. If you wanted these custom fields just at one building, you have the option to go to that specific building and set up custom fields there. So again, the options are, how do you want it on your report card for your school district and for your specific buildings? Yep.
And I think we already have that counselor here for the at the building. So if you notice on the report card, there's already, let me see, Brandon. All right. It was there. The counselor was there. So I am playing. Now you see it, now you don't today. Attendance. Let's talk about attendance. So I can show my days. It's, days absent. Do I want to show days and tardy? Most of our districts show hours because it's Ohio. I know we have a few people on here, not Ohio. Then you would be showing your days and your absent and tardies here. For hours, this is our Ohio HB 410. What do I want to show? Do I want to show total hours, unexcused hours, excused hours, medical hours? The default right now is to show the total hours and the unexcused hours. The other ones you can just turn on. You can change the label, and like right now it's medical hours absent per year. If you want to call it something else, you can just change that label. And then terms. So years and terms, I'll go to edit terms. On your report card, under the absences, the days absent, or you've got your term semester one. If you're maybe a elementary school, it might have quarters and semesters and Y1 because you set up all of those things. These are controlled by years and terms. So if there's something that you want to not show, you would go, I've got so much stuff open now, I don't remember where that. You would go here and you can, if you had your Y1, whatever, you can say exclude that. And this, the only thing that excludes it from is that attendance area. Years and terms. When we get to courses and you want to exclude a term, you do that from your create final grade setup, reporting term setup. And that's, but attendance terms is going to take you to years and terms. GPA calculations. If you are at a school and you want to see it, so at my high school, I want to see my GPA calculations. I'm going to say show it. And then I'm going to click on GPA calculations. If I try to do that from the district, I'll get a message saying that you have to do it from the school. But you have to set up, you have to tell the system what GPA calculation method you want for what term. So you're just going to click on add. You're going to select a term. So I'm going to say semester one. And what GPA method do I want? I want weighted. And then I'm going to add, and I'm going to do semester two. And I am going to say weighted. If you don't set this up, your GPA will not display. You have to tell it what you want it to do. All right, where's my settings? So GPA calculations. Do I want to show, there's an actual setting for cumulative unweighted, cumulative weighted. Do I want to see those? Yes or no? Do I want to show my current credits, my cumulative credits? Do I want to show the class rank? These are all yes or no. Promotion. Promotion's mostly used by our elementary schools. And I can say, turn it on. This is, I want to see promotion. And I can put some messages. Congratulations on being promoted to, or retained per counselor / teacher or administrator, discussion or discretion, placed per parent request, whatever. And that will show, that little message will show on the report card with the promotion indicator. I can call it something other than promotion too, if I wanted to. So that is just saying, I want to see it. Again, there's another one of these two-step things where I now have to click on the term. And it's going to take me to the create final grade and reporting term. And I am going to say, I don't want a Y1, or I'm sorry, I want it to show up for Y1. It's my promotion indicator. And then I am going to say promotion indicator. And what that will do, 10 days before the end of this term, it will start showing up on the report card. And it will say promoted to, because that's the default, promoted to, and show the next grade and show your message. This is also the screen, the place that I was just talking about. I can exclude this term from the report card, so I wouldn't even see that column on my report card. So promotion indicator term. So you can set these up now and nothing will happen until 10 days before the end of that term. What if you don't want it to show up until like 5 days? Just don't set it now, but just go and turn it on when you're ready to turn it on. So I know we're getting close here on time. There are a couple other things I want to show you since we were talking about the promotion indicator. I am going to, for this student, I am going to go to his other information page. There's a section on the other information page called Meta Report Card. This is where I mark my student as retained. When I click on his grade, it's going to take me to that scheduling setup screen, modify scheduling setup screen, where I can change his next year grade. I often just go to there first and change his grade and then come here and change it to retained or placed or whatever. And then there's a do not display promotion indicator on the report card. So for this particular student, maybe I'm not ready to say if he's retained or not. Everybody's still deciding. Everybody else is done. Report cards are ready to go, but we don't know about this kid. If I check this one, it will not show the promotion indicator on his report card until you're ready to decide. The other thing that you'll see here is hide the current year from the public portal for this student. So let's say Brandon here owes me like $500 and he's not paying up. I know you're not supposed to do this, and I am not going to give him his report card or let him see his report card until he pays me. I can check that box. There is a default message that says that this is hidden. Please contact the school, or I can say Brandon is a deadbeat, whatever. And it will display that message instead of the default message. So that's how the promotion indicator works. Okay. Again, settings, we talked about top courses, bottom courses. For bottom courses, maybe I don't want to use those. So in my settings, I am going to say, do not display it. If my comments are showing in my top courses, I've said comments. I want to show them. I would come down here to this comment area at the bottom and say, don't show it. So as you can see, the settings are very easy for you to go into and just make it look like you want it to. I want to talk about messages.
Hey, Sarah, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
This is Nathan Quigg. How mobile friendly is this layout? I see you have containers.
Okay. So are you talking mobile app?
I'm assuming it doesn't display in the mobile app and it only displays in the portal, but.
Right, exactly. So yes, I think it's very mobile friendly. I think Corey's set it up so that it sizes the way it should.
So a parent can look at this on a cell phone.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question, Nathan.
Thank you.
This is where I under messages, and it's kind of hidden here. Why I want to mention it. This is where I can say I want to show my honor roll, and I want to show I can call it in something else. Maybe you call it Dean's List or something. And do I want to show the level, and do I want to show the message that I've set up on my honor roll itself? And then under messages, this is where I can have a header message, a footer message. Notice I'm at the school. Only that school would see this message. If I'm at the district and put in a message, all schools see it. The difference here in these settings, oh, I'm going to go back one. In my settings, header settings, footer settings, people go there first thinking that's where they're typing it in. All this is, do I want to see it on the left side? Do I want to see the message center? Do I want to see it on the right side? So that's what that setting does. Standards. I can actually go to my standards. It's just a link to standards. But do I want to show the teacher name? Do I want to show that co-teacher name? Do I want to show subject grades? And this is where some people get confused. Subject grades is my course grade. So if I'm a fifth grader and I'm getting a math grade and I am getting standards grades, and I want to show those both on the report card, I would say show subject grades. If I'm showing only my standards grades, not that overall course grades, I would say do not show the subject grades. Make sense? So those are our settings. I can, when I go back to my report card, which I've totally lost, we'll go back to Brandon. So I'm looking at Brandon's report card. So under my academic profile report cards. And something else I want to mention, if you have hidden some things from the parent portal, you're still seeing them on the admin side. It's the parent that's not seeing them in the portal. So sometimes you're like, oh, I've hidden this, but why do I still see it? Because you are the admin. If I want to print a report, and this is how a teacher can do it, it's how a parent can do it, you're just going to go up to your printer, choose your printer or PDF, and then print it. You can choose it landscape, portrait. If you want to print multiples, a mass print. So real quickly, we'll talk about mass print. I'm just going to select like a few. Okay, so I want to mass print these. And again, I'm lazy. Mass print report cards. It's under data and reporting, meta reports. This is a one-page report card. It's pretty simple. I'm not changing anything here other than if I have kids across a bunch of homerooms or whatever, I might want to print it by homeroom, or I might want to print it by student name. That's your choice. I'm not doing anything with duplex printing. I'm just going to click on that to run those 5 report cards. And it brings me back this big, long thing that I can scroll through and look at their report cards. Hey, that looks good. When I click on the printer, let's do landscape. That's when it's going to give me the real print preview. You can see how showing a big grade scale is making this be a 2-page report card. So that's why a lot of people don't even print their, if they are printing, they don't bother with the grade scale. Okay, that's a whole lot of information. We are like at an hour. I want to give you time to ask any questions. I know that's a real, we could really do a couple hours on the report card, but we wanted to make sure that you knew about the new stuff and the things that we get the most tickets about. So, questions? Or something else you want to see that I didn't show you yet?
Hey, Sarah, I'm interested in what you see with districts and if they're using this more as a print medium, more as an online medium, 50-50.
That's a really good question. Originally this was designed as, online, so schools didn't have to print. They don't have the expense of printing. I would say we're seeing more starting to go to not printing them, but if they do print them, it's usually the elementary. But more and more people, as people become more comfortable with computers and their phones, and a lot of districts will send out an email and say, hey, your report cards are out there, go look at them. So again, it's probably, I would say 60-40 right now.
Okay, thank you.
But the whole idea is you can save yourself a whole lot of money by not printing them. What else do we? Oh, is there a report card setting? Oh, that's a good one. Does it only display historical, or can it be live grades in a current term? Yes, you can say. Let's go back to our settings. We'll close some of these tabs because it's crazy. So you can say under term fields. So I'm in the top courses, term fields. Do I want this to come from historical grades, or do I want it to come from the grade book? If I say from the grade book, it truly is live. So today I've got a B, and tomorrow I've got a C, and the next day I might have an A. It's going to change to reflect what's in the grade book. If you want it to be historical grades, you can choose that. And then this is where I can say, I want to see the alpha grade, or I want to see the percent. Do I want to see the little percent sign? Do I want to show a citizenship grade? Do I want to remove terms? So yeah, I don't want to see these terms at all. So that was an excellent question. And I did mean to show you that. Okay. Well, as always, if you have questions, if you have something's not right, please put in a ticket. As Sally said, we do prioritize those report card tickets. We're happy to look at those. Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you spending this hour with us.